I mean, he can struggle, he can struggle, he can struggle. He sees one go in, and he's never shying away from the moment, the spotlight, and that was just an incredible play. They were smart late. They put LeBron on him. They put AD on Nikola so they could switch, and he got to his spot. And it was great because everybody on the team, coaches, players, all night long kept on telling Jamal to stay with it. Stay with it. We know what you're capable of. We need you. And for him to go 6 of 8 in the fourth quarter and score 14 points was amazing. And, yeah, I called the timeout, the possession before we scored. We got the stop, tie game. Why let them get set? Why let them? Because when they can get set and they switch out everything, you might not even get the ball in bounds. So I want to make sure we could just flow into it and let our best players make plays. Nikola Jokic, 27, 20, and 10. Nothing else you can say about him. I thought Aaron Gordon's defense on AD in the second half was incredible. We changed up some matchups, and our guys did a hell of a job of it. But this is just a great example, Vinny, of, as I told him at halftime, like I did not like how we walked off the court at halftime. I felt like we were feeling sorry for ourselves a little bit. They came in, they were kicking our ass, and we dropped our heads. I didn't like our spirit. I didn't like our disposition. And I told them that at halftime. I said, it's a lot of basketball left. Stay with it. You know, this is a funny business. And our guys did that. And it wasn't just the starters. I thought, you know, the guys off the bench may not have been big minutes, but they all did their job. And this was a complete team win.
Coach, you've always talked about the mental toughness of this team and just what they consistently bring to the table. You talked about that with Jamal Murray especially. Just to be in that moment, heading into half and then to immediately, not even immediately flip the switch, but kind of go down even more after that. Just what does it say about the team sticking with their process?
Oh, it speaks to a team that's got tremendous confidence in themselves and, more importantly, in their collective. You know, I mean, we're a championship team. We're the reigning champs. And, you know, we might get down by 20 points, but, you know, not going to roll over. I mean, that's not who we are. That's not who I am. And that's never been a part of Denver Nugget basketball in these last 9 years. So it speaks to guys just trusting the process, staying with it, making the necessary adjustments. Then guys stepping up. You got to make plays to get back in it and win a game when you're down by 20. And we had a lot of guys step up and make big play after big play. So, yeah, I mean, we did our job. You know, even though, like, I thought KCP just said something to the whole room. Enjoy tonight. That was an emotional win, incredible win, in front of an outstanding crowd, best fans in the NBA. Enjoy it tonight. But we just did our job. We won 2 games at home. There's a lot of basketball to be played, and we'll enjoy it tonight and get back to work tomorrow.
Michael, you mentioned not liking the way the team walked into the locker room. With Jamal specifically, things kind of got worse in the third quarter for a little bit before they got better. What exactly were coaches, were teammates sort of having to say to him? Or is he a kind of guy who can kind of lift himself up?
Well, he can definitely lift himself up, but it's always impactful when you have 17 brothers in arms, you know, supporting you and encouraging you. And everybody's saying, Jamal, you know, just play your game. If you're open, shoot it. You know, what you don't want a guy doing is now all of a sudden getting gun shy because now he's not playing his game. He's not going to be held, you know, scoreless or not making shots for 4 quarters. And tonight in that fourth quarter was a great example of that. So, like guys like DeAndre Jordan, the entire bench, the second half, just imploring guys to stay with it, keep your heads up. You know, call a timeout. We're down 20. Stay with it. You know, just got to chip away. You know, I don't have a 20-point play in my playbook. You know, you just got to chip away at it. You got to get stops. And I think at one point in that third quarter, we got 10 stops in a row, which is outstanding. And that was, you know, the crowd got into it, and that's the second game in a row where they got off to a great start, had us on our heels, and then we kind of got our defense into the game, and that brought us life.
Coach, what can a moment like that do for Jamal, you know, going forward? He struggles overall in the 2 games, but he has that kind of moment at the end where he brings it kind of full circle back together. What can it do in the future?
Honestly, I mean, I don't think it will do much for him because he's already a very confident player. I was reminiscing about the first year we made the playoffs 6 years ago in the first round against New Orleans. And, you know, people are begging me to take him out of the game in game 2 because he was struggling. And I remember telling him at halftime, I said, hey, man, like, I love you. You're our future. Go out there and play. And he wins a game for us in that second quarter. And that allowed us to win that series. So Jamal is a guy that it doesn't take much for him. You know, he knows that this entire team, staff, players, whatever you want to call it, have his back. But he's a confident young man. And making a shot like that is only going to help him in that regard. But I'll be honest, I don't think he needs much help. His playoff exploits, all the commercials right now, you know, there is a playoff Jamal. There is. I mean, just the proofs and the stats. Man, what he does in the postseason is just incredible. And a lot of guys that have been all-stars can never even come close to doing what he does in the postseason.
Coach, when you break down the team and say family, what does family mean to you?
The family means you got each other's backs, good times and bad times, up 20 and down 20. If a guy is 0 for 10 or he's 10 for 10, you know, family is unconditional love. And I think we have had just so many examples of that in my 9 years, but this is a really connected group, and they share in the other person's success. Now, there is no me in that locker room. It's we, and that's what a family is about.
You mentioned AG.
I can hear you.
Yeah, sorry. You mentioned AG. There were so many moments defensively on this stage when you stepped up. Where does that rank, given how hot AD's coming into that? How that changes that?
Yeah, that was the decision at halftime. You know, AD was cooking. He didn't feel us. We didn't give enough help. And then we just, you know, Joke wanted to guard him the first couple of minutes, see if we can disrupt him. And then we went to Aaron on him. You know, we went to Nicole on Rui. We went to KCP on LeBron. You know, KCP did an outstanding job as well. But, you know, they have 2 all-stars over there. They have 2 all-NBA players over there. They're talented, man. There's a reason that team was in the Western Conference Finals last year. And as I said, starting off these playoffs, don't get caught up in the number in front of the teams. The seeding does not matter. There's 8 really talented teams in the Western Conference playoffs, and that Laker team is extremely talented, and they've given us all we can handle 2 games in a row. So going into L.A., we're going to have to be a lot better. But, you know, Aaron Gordon, 14, 7 boards, and just the willingness to go out there and say, you know what, my job is to try to slow this guy down. He's dominating the game right now. It's my job to slow him down, and he did that.
Last one, Tony. Coach, when you were down 20, like little things lead to a comeback. You guys made a mini run towards the end of the third quarter to get down to 10, and that put you guys kind of within shouting distance in the fourth quarter. What did that do to you guys mentally, and how important was that little run in terms of the final run down the stretch?
Yeah, it's you know, just like in game 1, you know, everybody talks about the third quarter and how great that was, but to me it was a 14-2 run late in that second quarter that tied the game up. Tonight I think we closed 14-5, and then we started 8-3. So that momentum into the fourth quarter got us in striking distance, kept our great fans in their seats, making noise and making this a really tough place to play. So you always want to close quarters and take that momentum, and I couldn't agree more. I thought that close to that third quarter was, I mean, it's a 22-8 run when you combine the close of the third and start of the fourth. And when you're down 20, you know, you need all that. Go ahead, Scott. I'll give you a bad boy question.
Fair to say Michael Porter Jr.'s best game of the playoffs in his young career?
That's tough to say. I mean, obviously a 22-9 tonight, 6 of 10 from 3. You know, but 20 games last year on our way to a championship. I thought Michael had some great games last year as well. But how about this? His best game of this playoffs. Like that? All right. Thanks, everybody.
Check. Check 1. Check 1. Check 1. Check 1. Check. Check 1 1. Check. Check. Check 1 2 check 1 1 2 check 1 2 check 1 Check 1, 2. Check. Check 1. Check 1, 2. Check, 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 check. Check 1, 2. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. 1, 2.
Can you just through the last play there, not calling a timeout, and what you were kind of looking for on the last possession?
Yeah, I think it was a great no-call timeout because we had enough time to get up there and get organized. I would have to see the play again. But I think me, Yoke, KCP was in the action. LeBron was on me. K got out of there. I came off. They switched. And then I just I think I had Yoke was kind of looming, waiting for me to make a decision. And then I just, faked like I was going to shoot a three or do a step back or something. And then AD kind of pressed up a little bit. I just got to my spot, beat him to the spot, and I was able to elevate and make it.
That you told him you didn't even see it go in.
Mm-hmm.
What was like your literal view as you were going down?
Well, I mean, I jumped pretty high. I faded a lot, and I just lost my balance and fell. And I just saw the ball over the rim. I think AD was in my way, or somebody was in my way. And I just heard everybody scream. That's how I know it went in. So it was a pretty cool moment.
Jamal, you've obviously been in plenty of these moments before. You've been in situations before where you don't necessarily start as efficiently as you want to, but what gives you the mental confidence and the experience to fight your way through it and to continue to deliver for the team?
I've done it before, man. I've done it before. And, man, all the credit to my teammates. There's a point in the game, I forget when it was. I think it was around the end of the third, fourth. And I had missed a couple, and I was like, man, I'm looking for you guys to just relocate, just whatever the game plan was. I was looking to find guys, and every single one of them told me to shoot it. I mean, it's amazing to be on the team where you play 40 minutes and you're shooting awful. The ball's in your hand a lot of the time, and a lot of the openings are for you to step up and make some shots. So to miss, like I said, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, damn near 14, I don't know how many it was in a row. For all of them to tell me to keep shooting, and none of them ever wavered in confidence in me hitting a shot is, I think pretty special. And then that's what really kept me shooting. I would have tried to get somebody going. I would have, I was telling the Yoke, on the pick and roll, I'm looking for you, whatever, Mike, come off ready to shoot. But all of them just go be aggressive, and that was the memo. So I just shot the same percentage I did last game. It just didn't feel like it. But it's, everybody knew that I was going to make it when it counted.
Jamal, you kind of did this last year in Game 2 against the Lakers. You got hot in the fourth quarter, and I'm just curious, just from your standpoint, I know you said your teammates had your back, but how do you go just from zero to assassin like that in the fourth quarter?
Like I said, it's not just the playoffs. I've had plenty of halves where I don't have the best half or shoot the best, and I think everybody in here knows I'm pretty capable of making shots. Correct? Okay. So that was it, man. Everybody wanted me to stay aggressive, and once I hit 1, 2, I tried to mix it up, go into the rim to see it go in. I finally got to the foul line. Made 2 free throws, and after that I was just okay. I'm in a better headspace, and the game's in the balance. So, I was able to just kind of pick up where I left off after I made a couple in the fourth, and that's really what it came down to. So, yeah, man, sometimes it doesn't go your way, but that's why there's 15, 16 guys on the team. Doing their job, and like I said, everybody on the bench was just confident in my ability, so I was able to stay aggressive and keep it going.
Jamal, early in your career, Coach was talking about it earlier in your career, one of the playoff game against New Orleans, where you kind of had a similar script. You weren't making shots, and then you kind of found a big basket. What do you remember about that game, that playoff game? He said that he told you that you were the future, and how important is it that your coach has that kind of ultimate confidence in you?
Yeah, it was Game 2 versus Spurs at home. That was our first time making the playoffs, and I remember same thing. I was missing crazy. I missed a dunk. I remember I was missing point blank stuff, and it just really sucks when teammates rely on you to make certain shots, and I wasn't coming through for them. So it's just deflating when you. No, it's less even about me. I know I'm gonna have bad shooting nights, but when you feel like you're letting your teammates down, those really hurt. So for them just to pick me up during the game, coach for him to pick me up during the game, all the coaches, man, every single one of them was telling me to keep shooting, be aggressive in the timeout. I felt like I was playing so terrible the way they were talking to me during the game. So it was just funny, like, you know, how many times that happens where I've struggled, and then I'm able to make a couple to kind of change the balance of the game. So, yeah, I'm sure that won't be the last.
You've hit, obviously, a lot of big shots, and you talked about seeing the ball go in the rim, but then hearing the crowd. Have you ever hit a louder shot than that one?
The one I can remember was it was game 2 against the Spurs, and I had made a 3. I think I made like the last 19, 20 in a row, and then I hit a 3. Yoke got a steal, and then I got a transition 3, and I feel like that was another one of them. That same game, I also had to step back. I did the arrow. That was one of the loudest shots. That same game, though, game 2. So I don't know what it is with game 2.
Or no?
It was more when I was hurt, people were saying bubble, Jamal. And as I'm coming back from injury, that was a little deflating, a little annoying, because I knew I wasn't who I was yet. I was still trying to work my way from the injury. But other than that, man, I'm cool with it now. You know what I'm saying? It was just kind of coming back from injury that bothered me, because I knew I wasn't that type of player yet. I just need to get my legs under me. I need some more experience. And, yeah, now you can call me. I don't care what the hell you guys call me now. Go ahead.
Hey, MPJ said that some of the quotes in the locker room were you and KCP's doing. I was just wondering, like, how you guys kind of planned that and went about that, and did you get quotes for each other also?
Yeah, I got a Mike Tyson one because, you know, the fighting reference. I like to fight. Charles did a good job. He brought us together, and him and Kay picked them up for the most part. I dabbled a little bit, but yeah, man, I think just having your teammates think about you off the court, about the little things, can go a long way. You know, I remember IT gave us headphones before, so, you know, I got everybody in the locker room New Balance shoes. Just little stuff, you know, you just try to keep everybody, the ball boys got them too, security guards. So I think just kind of keeping everybody together, and KCP did a good job of picking most of the quotes out. But yeah, man, I don't know. I don't think that's working.
Okay.
Colin said you were spazzing out in the third quarter. I think 3 for 16, and he's sitting next to him, he said you're going to hit the game winner. Is that true? And what is spazzing out Jamal look like?
I don't want to see spazzing out Jamal again. Yeah, he told me, he said, you're going to win this game, you're going to make the shot, you're going to make the shot. CB, same thing. I think damn near people, everybody. It is hard to see it when you're shooting that bad. Yeah, I had a rough stretch in the third, and my teammates were there to pick me up. It was simply it. If it wasn't for my teammates, it could have been a different game. So I appreciate every single one of them. Every single one of them told me to keep shooting, and you should have been in the huddles, hearing the amount of keep shooting I was getting. Kind of getting frustrated with them because I just wanted to be quiet. But it was nice just to have that kind of support from everybody. You know, everybody was in my ear. So shout out to my teammates, man. They helped me get it done.
Do you prefer to have people saying that even if it gets annoying when you, like, zoom out from it, or do you?
I mean, in the moment, it's different. You know what I'm saying? You're just upset. You're just pissed. You know, everything can kind of get to you. But when you look back, it's like, man, that's exactly what I needed. That's exactly what I needed. And I think they wouldn't have said that if I didn't show that kind of emotion on the bench. Yeah, just in my own head a little bit. And I have my pops in the stands too, so you know, he talked to me at halftime, and I talked to him throughout the game all the time. So, like I said, it was everybody that wanted me to stay aggressive. Appreciate it.